didn't see you there. Join me for a spoiler-filled review of one of my favorite dark Christmas movies, Eyes Wide Shut. Eyes Wide Shut was directed by the legendary director Stanley Kubrick, and he died only days after submitting the final cut. The plot Great, here we go. Alrighty, okay. Jesus, okay. The plot revolves around Dr. Bill, played by everyone's favorite Scientologist, Tom Cruise, and his... I'm going from the top again, ready? Dr. Bill, played by everyone's favorite Scientologist, Tom Cruise, and his wife, both at that time in real life and in the movie, Nicole Kidman. You're like one sentence into this. Okay.
I have seen one or two things in my life, but never anything like this.
The plot revolves around Dr. Bill, played by everyone's favorite Scientologist, Tom Cruise, and his wife, at that time both in real life and in the movie, Nicole Kidman, playing the role of Alice. Bill is surprised to learn that Alice, especially as his wife, has sexual fantasies beyond him, and... has sexual fantasies beyond him and has had thoughts of straying from the relationship. His difficulty digesting this goes beyond ego and disturbs his fundamental understanding of humans because he believes that women just don't think like this. Bill spirals and embarks on a journey fueled by his own sexual fantasies, and along the way he meets a lot of women who challenge this notion of women as chaste. Towards the end of the second act, he works desperately to make his way into a secret sex party for the rich and powerful, but unfortunately for Bill, his time at the party is short-lived, and it does not end well. Now, this movie is a whopping 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I find that the last act drags a little. However, a lot happens, and by that I mean everything falls apart. Bill discovers that his friend Nick Nightingale is missing or maybe murdered as a consequence for giving him the address to the secret sex party. Bill then returns to the location of the orgy and he is threatened to stay. Bill then returns to the location. I'm sorry.
Can you say orgy on YouTube?
I also keep saying secret sex party, which is like, I'm going to. And can I say orgy on YouTube? We'll bleep it out. Bill then returns to the location of the orgy and he is threatened to stop his inquiry or else. He also learns that a sex worker who he very nearly got with was just diagnosed with HIV. Bill then returns to his apartment to see the mask that he wore to the orgy on the bed next to his sleeping wife. Okay, wait. Bill then returns to his apartment and finds the mask he wore at the orgy on the pillow next to his sleeping wife, clearly a threatening gesture by the powerful sex party people. This breaks Bill and he is finally honest with his wife, just as she has been several times before about her dreams and sexual fantasies. This honesty allows them to find some kind of reconciliation and, well, they decide to fuck.
Because you really take a journey inside Tom Cruise's mind in a way, in this wonderful sense of sexuality and guilt and unpleasant discoveries and the journey the marriage has to take, all building up to the last line, which is a beauty. Last line.
You're gonna have to bleep that out. This movie is so dense, I am nowhere near smart enough to unpack it in a detailed way, but like most good films, there are a lot of juxtapositions. The haves and the have-nots, the sexy and the mundane, dreams and nightmares. I also noticed the depiction of rainbows, and in particular, talking about finding the end of the rainbow. Yes, you might find a pot of gold, but you might also go mad trying to obtain or achieve something which is that elusive. Say, for example, trying to balance a happy monogamous marriage with the natural human impulses of sexual fantasy and desire. The risks associated with chasing the end of the rainbow are foreshadowed from the very beginning of the film. Bill and Alice... Ready? Bill...
I'm rusty. Give me a break.
Bill and Alice attend a lavish Christmas party and are greeted by their host Ziegler and his wife. Shortly thereafter, Bill is pulled away for a conversation with two young, beautiful women.
Ladies, where exactly are we going? Exactly.
Where the rainbow ends.
Where the rainbow ends.
Don't you want to go where the rainbow ends?
Immediately after this conversation, Bill is summoned upstairs by Ziegler, who has just had sex with a woman, not his wife, and this woman has overdosed and is on the brink of death. This gives us a sense of the trouble to come. Now, despite this movie's dark plot and the creepy music, which makes it pretty spooky, this is actually a great movie for the holiday season. There are Christmas trees and decorations littered throughout, and there are Christmas lights in virtually every scene, which give a really dreamy and almost cozy feel. My favorite scene is obviously when Bill gets to the orgy. No, scratch that. My favorite scene in this movie is when Bill is discovered at the orgy. Oh no, I can't actually choose, because when he gets to the orgy and he gets that nod from the creepy people, maybe Ziegler in the masks, that's pretty good. But then when he gets, I mean, the whole orgy is good too. When they're doing the whole orgy ceremony, can I say orgy? When they're doing the whole orgy ceremony, that is good. That is pretty good. Love the music, love the little routine they do. Also pretty good when he gets discovered at the orgy. So basically what I'm saying is I love the orgy scene. Wise, I mean, Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise are obviously very capable people. I don't know, they're also pretty like normal. I would say Nicole Kidman actually gives a more nuanced performance than Tom Cruise. I also really like Sidney Pollack, especially that scene at the end where he's got like the billiard ball and he's like being kind of like, not threatening, but just like telling Bill what? He's telling Bill like it is. What? Is that what people say?
I know what happened last night. And I know what's been going on since then. And I think you just might have the wrong idea about one or two things.
Sidney Pollack is good when he's giving Bill the facts. He's just very matter of fact and it's kind of spooky. I don't know. Anyways, he's also good. Oh my god, Sidney Pollack. Love the guy. Death Becomes Her, this movie. Great guy.
Okay, what's this you're talking about with your neck?
Well,
What's the problem with your neck,
hurts
sir?
when I kind of turn it, you know.
Maybe you just did. Oh! Okay, right, I see. Gotcha.
What? I told you I can't unpack this movie. I'm not smart enough to unpack it in that way. There are some very basic things here, like sexual desire in human beings is a fickle thing. It's a tricky thing to figure out. Being honest is probably the best policy. I don't know. What's a dream and what's a reality? I don't know. I really don't know. The movie definitely flopped in its initial release because people thought it was going to be a lot more scandalous than it was. I also think there wasn't a lot of marketing, so people didn't really know what to expect, but it is definitely a lot more drama than it is erotic, so that was probably a disappointment to people. I would put this probably at the top. I don't know what the other options are. I like this better than The Shining. Hate me, it's just the truth. I give this movie 4.5 out of 5 Fidelios. If you want more suggestions for dark Christmas movies, then like this video and subscribe to Real Food.